talking about your basic essentials, the 101 on Navy boot camp, and I'm really just gonna give you like the down and dirty, like straight to the point. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. It's just gonna be how it is, or at least how it was for me. Let me say it like that: how it was for me, because everybody's experience was different. Everybody's experience was different. Like before I went to boot camp, I asked a couple of my friends, what happened, what did they go through, and what they told me, and what I went through. 3, 4, 5 different stories, because I asked males and females, and it just all depends on who your RDC is and who you have in the division with you and how well you can make it, because I have some stories where people could not make it. I have some stories where people were just like excelling throughout the whole freaking thing. And then before I continue with this video, I'm going to give you some time to hit the subscription button down below. So alright, the first thing we're going to be talking about is what to bring when you go to boot camp. Like, nobody really knows what to pack, what to bring, what to keep, what to leave. I'm going to tell you right now, you can bring whatever you want, but I guarantee you, if it's not essential, it's going to be sent back home. So, I wrote a list of the things that I think would be okay. So, I would bring my phone. You do have to send it back home, but when you get there, they give you like 3 minutes to call your folks. Now, you think 3 minutes is not enough time to call your folks. Now, my mom and my dad, they're both separated, so that meant I had to call my mom and my dad, and I called my fiance. I had enough time to call my dad first, my fiance, my mama, because I knew she was going to talk the longest, my mama, and then I called my fiance back again. So, if I can make 4 phone calls in 3 minutes, you can make 2 or 1 if your parents are together and talk to them at one time. Up to you. I bring my state ID or my driver's license, whichever one you have. I bring a debit or a credit card. I bring a small notebook with addresses and phone numbers. Now, depending on your job, whether you have a security clearance, before you joined, while you're in MEPS, they made you do like a security background check paperwork. The same people you put in that information, you might want to keep it, write it down, because they're going to ask you for it again, and it's just more of a hassle if you don't remember, and you're going to have to call all these people and try to get all the information again. So if you want to just make it easier on yourself, the same people you used before, have the information again, because they're going to fill out the same paperwork again. At least I had to fill out the same paperwork again. So you need a small notebook with addresses and phone numbers. I would bring cash. You don't have to bring cash. Just bring cash, because you never know how much you're going to spend. You can keep a wallet if your wallet's small enough. Now, I know like some people, they bring the wallets that's like this big. That's too big. Like at the most, like one of those, like a guy wallet, like a men's trifold wallet, or like the small square wallets from like MK or whatever off-brand. It doesn't matter. Just if it's not square, if it's the long rectangle ones that you can like literally put your phone into, that's too big. They're gonna make you send that back home. But if you have a small wallet, like most of the guys, they kept their wallets. So I mean, it's up to you. I sent my wallet back home. You do not have to bring your social security card, but I would have your social security number memorized, because you use it on a lot of stuff. Just have it memorized from this point forward. Knowing your social security number by heart is probably the best thing you can do with yourself, because you're going to use your social security number for a lot of stuff. So just have it memorized. They didn't tell us at first, but I learned this eventually. You can keep your brush. Now, I would go to the beauty supply store, buy like a 50-cent brush, because as far as like girls with thicker, coarser hair, they don't have brushes for us with thicker, coarser hair. They have like the Denman brushes, they got like soft bristle brushes. So if you got like a 4C or 4B, like if your curl pattern is up there, bring your brush. Bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it. Now, personally, the hair products that they had for my hair texture, I made it work. I knew how to do my hair. As far as like for people with more coarser hair than mine, so like 4Cs and those people like that, they did have jam. Now, I don't know if you're used to jam or not, but that's the one that comes in like the black container with the green writing across it. That's that kind. I've never used jam before. My hair's too thin for jam. And as far as like a good shampoo and conditioner, they had the Garnier Fructis. So if you're used to Garnier Fructis, use Garnier Fructis. I basically just bought whatever shampoo they had on sale at the time at the Next. So it's up to you on what you put on your hair. Like for me, shampoo and conditioner back then it didn't matter to me as long as my hair was clean. Like I didn't care if it had sulfates. I didn't care if it was all natural. I didn't care about none of that. So I was just like, I just need to wash my hair. Next, we're gonna talk about what they supply. So in your bag when you pack, obviously when you go to MEPS, well, I'm not gonna say obviously because I don't know how some people work, but when I went to MEPS the day before, so I had to spend the night in the hotel before I went to MEPS for the last physical and then got on the plane. So obviously I had on whatever I had on when they took me to the hotel, showered, bathed, hotel, whatever, put on my new clothes, and then I went to boot camp. Now, in that, I would wear like comfortable clothes like sweatpants. I wouldn't really wear jeans unless you plan on sitting on the plane for however long or wherever you're coming from. I think my flight was probably 8 to 9 hours. I'm not too sure. I went from Georgia to Chicago, so I'm not too sure. I would just wear something comfortable. You are going through an airport. You don't know how long you're going to be sitting there. I would dress for that time of the year. So I went in February. So if you're going January, February, March, if you're going anytime between January to like April, dress warm because it's cold. Like it's snow on the ground. It's stuck to the ground. Like there's inches of freaking snow. And I don't mean like no 3 inches. I mean like knee length inches of snow on the ground. Like dress according to the weather. Please dress according to the weather. Now they do supply you with skivvies. Now once you get there, you'll understand that skivvies are basically granny panties. Get used to it. That's what they call it. You'll learn to love them. They give you, for females, they give you 2 packs of skivvies, and each pack has, I want to say each pack has 7. Maybe I'm gonna say 5 to 7. They got like 5 to 7, so you should be fine in case you have like an incident for that time of the month. You should be okay. All they're gonna do is either they'll make you bleach it, wash it, whatever, or you can throw it away. Don't say nothing about it, and then you just go get another one out of your package because they're only gonna let you have 5 out at a time. You do get to wash them, but you're gonna have like 5 out at a time until you mess one up, and then you replace it. So that's at least that's how my division works. They give you sports bras. The sports bras are comfortable. They're made by Under Armour. They give you 1 dress bra for your dress uniforms. They give you clothes and uniforms. So like your Indas, which is the blue camouflage that everybody loves. They got your peanut butters, which are the NSUs. That's like the tan top with the, I don't even know what to call that hat. I'm gonna call it like a banana cover because that's what it looks like to me. Like a banana boat to me, but that's what the hat is. And you got the black slacks. They'll give you the dress whites. They'll give you the dress blues. Now they give you the dress blues that look like the guys' dress blues. When I went, I had a different kind. They don't even issue that one anymore, so you don't have to worry about that. They give you your shoes. You don't have to worry about shoes. The shoes they give you each shoes for each uniform. So there's 2 pairs of shoes. And they give you a pair of cross trainers. Now I think mine were Asics. I'm not too sure. I know some people had New Balances. The only way you would keep your shoe is if your foot is like so freaking tiny. Like I saw one girl while we were going through P-Days and she had like literally on Nikes because her foot was so small. They didn't supply the shoe. And when I mean small, you guys, I mean like smaller than a size 3. Like they have 4, 5, 6. They have those sizes, but if you're smaller than a 3, 9 out of 10, whatever shoes you wear there, that's the shoes you're gonna keep, or you're gonna get some sent to you, or they're gonna take you somewhere to buy some more or something because they don't supply those. Let's see. They give you a gift card to the NEX, and I'm gonna say it has like $100 on it. That's the thing that you're gonna use when you need to buy your toothbrush, your toothpaste, your deodorant, your hair shampoo, conditioner, your brushes, your jam. Your guys can wear do-rags. It's all up to your RDCs. I do know that much. It's all up to your RDCs because our guys didn't wear do-rags until later on. They definitely didn't wear them in the beginning. because our RDCs wasn't having that. They give you paper, pen, and envelopes, but you have to buy your own stamps. You are allowed to write letters home. It all depends on your RDCs on how often you get to send them out, but they do get sent out. So okay, now this section is strictly for my females only, and that's your favorite part of the month. Just kidding. But anyway, your time of the month. Okay, so let me tell you how that works. They let you go to the bathroom whenever you need to go to the bathroom. Go when you need to go. As long as you're not like horseplaying around in the bathrooms or whatever else. And it's kind of like middle school. Like, you kind of like have to have like a pass to go. It's weird, but whatever. You still get to go. They don't tell you can't go unless you're like in the middle of doing something important. In that case, I think you're smart enough to know, okay, we're about to be busy, so let me change now so I don't have to change in the middle or whatever like that. But you're allowed to buy pads, panty liners, tampons, whatever you need, whatever you use. But what they do is like everybody buys what they use, right? And in the bathroom there's like a cabinet, and with your RDC you'll at least have one female RDC. And what that RDC will do is she will put a bunch of them in the cabinet, and it should be enough to at least last you guys like for the entire month. Like everybody, she'll put enough in the cabinet for everybody in your division that'll last you guys like the entire month. And what you do is like a community supply. So when you gotta go, you just go in the cabinet, get what you need, go do what you gotta do in the bathroom. And then once y'all run out, she'll restock you guys, and so on and so forth. Now if y'all run low, she'll be like, hey ladies, when we go to the next for this next run, y'all need to stock back up, do what you gotta do. It's no problem. Nobody in my division had a problem with sharing the community supply. Most of us kind of use the same general kind of stuff. We always use Always, or we use Playtex, or we use Carefree, whatever. Like, there are different brands, so you don't have to use like a off-brand kind of thing. You can use your regular brand, and 9 out of 10 somebody else is going to use the same brand that you're using. So it's not like you don't have to get the perfume kind, or you don't have to get the non-scented kind, or whatever the case may be. As far as how to carry it, that's based on your RDC, like how to carry it like in your cargo pockets in your uniform, or whether they want it in a certain pocket in your book bag. That's totally up to your RDC. Just listen to the instructions. When your time of the month comes, put it in the place they tell you to put it in, call it a day. As far as cramps, once you go to medical, they'll ask you how bad are your cramps during your menstrual, and they'll prescribe you with ibuprofen. You can take it whenever you need to, as long as you don't give your pills to somebody else, because it's easy to get a prescription. Like, they don't need to borrow your pills. And birth control. So if you're not on birth control before, you can get on birth control while you're there. And if you're on birth control before you get there, if you have a doctor's note from your OBGYN, I'm pretty sure you can keep the same one. But I think if you bring your birth control, you have to have enough to supply you for the time that you're there. Whereas boot camp, they'll supply it for you. So, and you have the 3 options. You have the one where you could put it in your arm. You have the one that you can like insert. I don't know what it's called. I didn't get it. You can get the one that you insert, or you can have the one by pill. It's up to you, whichever one you do. A lot of the girls did the one by arm. They all had different symptoms. I don't know how that works. It's up to your preference. Different strokes for different What to expect when you get to boot camp. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I got off the plane. I'm like, okay, this is easy, I'm following directions, because they give you a piece of paper. Well, they put you in groups. It depends on how your MEPS work. My MEPS, they put us in a group, and they had a team leader, and the team leader had instructions on how to get through the airport, to get to where you need to go, to get on the bus, so the bus can take you to the base. I wasn't the team leader, but the instructions were very clear. Once you got off the plane, we went straight to the USO, chilled out at the USO. I got to call my folks while I was at the USO. I got to talk to my fiance for a while I was at the USO. And then we finally decided to go down to where we meet the person who picks us up. I don't know his name. It was so many people. Whatever. When I got on the bus, they told us to turn our cell phones off. Or whatever. So, turn your cell phone off. And I I noticed how much snow is outside, and I was like, I am not in Georgia anymore. Like, oh my gosh, it's cold. Like, I thought I dressed warm. No, I didn't dress warm at all. Nowhere near warm. So, my phone keep trying to turn off on me. So once we got off the bus and we walked into the building, instantly yelling. Like, I was like, why the frick? Like, why are they freaking yelling? Like, they're yelling at you. They're like, you gotta follow instructions, get in line, stand there, be quiet. Like, they were just yelling, and it was all just a shock for me. Like, instant reaction as soon as I got off the bus and got into that building. I was like, what did I get myself into? Like, oh my gosh. So, the commands are really short. They'll explain to you if you ask, but the commands are short, sweet, to the point. All you need to do is just stand there, be quiet, listen, follow directions, and you'll get through it. I promise you, you'll get through it. They do have a tendency of talking to you like as if you're a child. I didn't like that too much, but I mean, that's how they treated everybody. So it's not like they're pointing you out and making you isolated and making you feel like they're just treating you that way. They're treating everybody that way. They treat everybody one way only. So if you're sensitive about it, you need to work on not being sensitive about it, because it's just gonna happen. They're gonna change the way you write. So like if you wrote like, my name is Chelsea, so capital C, lowercase HELSEA. No, everything's capitalized. While I was sitting there waiting for them to actually put me into a division, they were literally trying to change the way I write. Like, all I had to do was write my ABCs over and over and over, like I was in elementary school, over and over and over again, in all caps, because that's how they want you to write, all caps. Before you get to boot camp, it'll be good if you know like certain jobs, certain titles, what people are called, what the insignia looks like on their collar devices. It's good to know that stuff now, but once you get there, you're gonna be forced to learn it anyway. So if you already got a good, like you got your head wrapped around what you gotta do, that'll make things so much more easier. I did not try to learn anything before I freaking left, and that was probably the worst thing ever. It took me forever to learn the crap. Like, my RDC would pick on me all the time. She would always be like, Chelsea, what's this? And I'd be like, now you know I don't know, but give me a minute, I'll look it up, and then I'll remember it from this point forward. But if your recruiter gave you any kind of study guide, study it now. Study it now. Study it on the plane. Study it on that bus ride going there. Like, study the thing. Oh my gosh, it's so much more helpful if you study the thing. If you are a shy person, you will not be shy anymore after those 2 months while you were there. You will be getting naked in front of everybody. Well, no, let me take that back. You will not be getting naked in front of the opposite sex, but you will be getting naked in front of other females who are also getting naked in front of you. You will be showering with other females who are also showering right in front of you, right next to you. Like, if you are any type of insecure about your body, you won't be after boot camp. You won't be. You just won't be. My phone locked. Okay. It's like if you ever been to college and you had one roommate, try having like 30, all females, bunk beds, one big old room. Think of a warehouse, right? And in the warehouse you have about 70 bunk beds. All those bunk beds should or will almost be filled with girls. Just girls. So if you don't like girls, or you don't like being that close to people, get used to it. Get used to it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Everybody's coming from different areas. Y'all all are gonna be different ages, different sizes, different bodies, different races, different ethnicities, different everything. And yes, you would think the diversity is a good thing, but we're all girls, and it's like being in high school all over again. And if you're a guy watching this, it's the same for you guys too. a lot of the guys in my division, they acted like kids. They acted like little boys. They didn't like each other, or they did like each other, or they weren't friends, or they were friends. And the same thing that I said about girls showering next to girls, guys are showering next to guys. So if you got a problem with being naked standing next to another guy, you won't be after boot camp. I'm just telling you now, you won't be. Depending on your circumstance, boot camp is only supposed to be 8 weeks, but depending on your circumstance, like for me, for example, I was there for 9 weeks, but most of the time you're there for 8 weeks. Those 8 weeks are gonna feel like the longest 8 weeks of your life. Like, I remember I was in the bathroom and I was just sitting there thinking, and I'm just like, I'm never getting out. I'm just never gonna get out of here, because I just felt like I was in jail. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, the only freedom I had was what I wanted to eat and when I wanted to poop. That was the only freedom I had. They told me how to dress. They told me how to talk. They told me how to walk. They told me how to write. They told me when to talk, when not to talk. I felt like I was in jail. I'm not saying don't go. It's a great experience. I've gained my lifelong best friend in boot camp. I'm not gonna tell you no lie. The bonding that you have once you find someone, you're gonna hold on tight, and you're not gonna never want to let go. And if you're lucky enough, and the friend that you make there is the same rate as you, y'all gonna think y'all known each other all your lives. I'm trying to tell you, that's gonna be the most. That's gonna be the person you feel like you've known like forever, because you've literally spent every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for about 2 months, and depending on your job and where y'all go to school at, you're gonna spend more. And 9 times out of 10, once you get to the school, you might be roommates for even longer. So I'm just saying, if you find you a friend, hold on to them. I'm trying to tell you, because they gonna help you make it through. So I basically kind of talked about everything. I know I kind of rushed it because it was a lot written down. Like, I wrote down a bunch of stuff for you guys, and like, if I rushed it, I'm sorry. There's always a rewind button. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up, share, subscribe, tell your friends about my video. If you have friends that's finna join the Navy, show them my video. I got a hair video about this. If you have more questions that I haven't addressed for you, I feel like I've answered a lot of them, but if you have some that I haven't addressed and I can talk about them, because there's some things I can't talk about, but if I could talk about them and I could answer them for you, I'd be more than happy to. Just leave a comment down below, and yeah, so I hope you guys like this video.